battleship foundered.
Hey team, Zipper here. Hope you guys are doing great. Little bit of the talk about clan battles this season, as well as using the Brandenburg, which is a dominating battleship. I'd definitely recommend it if you got your hands on it. But before we begin, like, subscribe, bell button below if you guys want to support what we're doing here at the channel. We're growing to 700 subscribers, and we can't thank you guys enough for all the support and help about learning about sailing ships, shooting ships, and having a blast doing it at the same time. Let's talk about the Brandenburg. Now, I don't remember if you guys recall that the Brandenburg, I think, was a dockyard ship. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I don't remember getting this ship till, I don't remember buying it or going into the premium store or doing anything. I think this was a dockyard ship, and it seems like it is, because it's got a very unique design for a German battleship, which is 12 guns, and this is kind of like a mini GK, if you want to call it that, because the normal, I would say, German battleship design is 8 guns of 2x2x2x2 kind of thing, but this is 4 turrets of 3 guns each. It's kind of like a GK, so this must be some kind of random off thing, but my gosh, this thing dominates in the current clan battles. I've even killed every single person on the other team with this thing. And it's just sheer firepower, because not only, let's talk about the armor. It is incredible armor. It can absorb a lot of punishment damage from not only HE shells, but it deflects very, very well all of the AP that's fired at you, because it's tier 8. And we'll talk about in a bit about the gripes of tier 8 that I don't like now as we melt this Tirpitz right here, which is kind of like our counterpart, right? Tier 8 premium battleship, but if you notice, the Tirpitz is just melting to our secondaries, which is also the bread and butter of the German line. And right now we're going to take on 2 mains and a Talon. This is an incredible ship to take on cruisers, because look, it's just, not only it's great for maneuverability, as you can see I'm dodging and weaving in and out, I'm turning around, but it's got the armor capability to absorb damage if you make a mistake. It's got the torpedoes like German battleships do. It's got, like the standard heals and, whatnot. Watch, we're going to fire some torpedoes here to an unsuspecting Talon. I don't even know if he thinks we have them, but I always assume a German battleship does. I always assume it does. And there's 4 torpedoes going there. Boom, we take out a lot of damage right there, as well as second is, watch this, IFHE build. If you see it, the build is at the beginning of the video. You're going to see what this thing can do. It pins 32mm armor, which means most cruisers have no protection. They just melt like butter. And you see his HP pool just going down, and it's going down, it's going down, and boom, RIP back to report. He's splash 1, he's down. And then we switch our targets onto the mains, and he is showing full broadside right there. We're going to fire 6 of our back guns right there, and boom, take some out right there. And let's talk about the main battery guns. 12 305 millimeters. Now, not the biggest guns for a battleship, but they're kind of like Alaska cruiser kind of guns. 305 millimeters is nothing to gawk at, especially when you're shooting at cruisers, and especially if they're showing full broadside, which majority of the time they are in clan battles, it seems like. And you got 12 of them. Okay, so almost sheer volume overwhelms the opponent. And as you can see, we're going to be able to handle our survivability just fine right here and hold our own. Meanwhile, you see the turning capability right there, turning back around 360, all while keeping our gun turrets moving and facing towards the mains, as we're putting as much shells down the range as possible to get him out of the game. He's practically out of the game because he's running away, and boom, he's out of there right now. Talon gets the final death blow right there, and we are heading out. Oh, look at that. Our heals seem to reload very quickly as well. That's something I like about, the survivability of the battleship line right here. And while we have a moment to breathe, as we're going to go and attack the, the Bag Ration and the Baltimore, we're going to go in and head that way right now. But let me talk about some of the gripes and things that I've got. Again, def recommendation of Brandenburg. I don't know if it's available anymore in the premium store. Actually, it is. I look back at it now. The Brandenburg actually is in the premium store, so you actually can go get it. I believe it is, now that I'm looking at it, about $50-something, I think, somewhere around there. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, it's not. I don't think it was a dockyard ship, but now that I've seen it in the premium store, I must have bought it or something, but I just don't remember. But it is in the premium store, so good job there. But it is available for tier 8, and I think that's the gimmick of Clan Battles tier 8 is they want you to buy. Bam, look at those Citadels. Tell you these guns are powerful. But I think the gimmick is really just to get you buy tier 8 ships, because they're like, oh, we got this whole inventory of ships, nobody's using them, they're playing tier 10, let's get Clan Battles so we can buy it. That's my thing. It's a gimmick. Hey, they got to make money. But definite recommendation. I think this is one of the most powerful battleships in the game, for tier 8, that is, in clan battles. It does its job. I don't know if it will do well against CVs or submarines or whatever. And boom, splash 2. He goes down, Baltimore, from range and from downtown. And did I tell you these guns are pretty awesome? All right, now this is the section of the video I talk about my gripes about clan battles. And I've heard, I'm kind of voicing this from my team as well, that my clan has talked about that, you know, the reason why clan battles is so terrible and that there's a lot of disgruntlement and dislikes about it is tier 8 just stinks nowadays. I mean, I think we've been playing tier 10 for so long that we're so used to the gimmicks and the abilities and the fast firing, the fast pace, the fast ships, the fast turning, the fast reloads, fast everything, and the good accuracy and the long range and the torpedoes and the AA and all this other crap that, you know, comes at tier 10. It's just because you strive to get to tier 10, right? You want to get to tier 10 to use the latest and greatest ships. And that, I think we're so used to, and not only I've been playing ranked and clan battles and, you know, even randoms at tier 10, I'm just so used to it. The ability to have, you know, radar on almost everything, the ability to have smoke at demand, the ability to have fast firing guns, the ability to hit something once in a while. I think we're so used to that going back down to tier 8 is almost like going back to tier 6 or 5 or something. I mean, it's slow pace, it's terrible, weak guns, slow ships, and it's just so frustrating. And in every game that we've played in clan battle, I've noticed so far, it's just like you're really pulling teeth. You're trying to figure out, how does this work? And some of my teammates are just not used to tier 8, and they're used to tier 10 because that's the playstyle they've always been accustomed to. And all of a sudden you throw them into tier 8, and this gameplay is the same. I mean, you're moving ships, shoot broadsides, angle away, control damage cons and heals and everything like normal, but it's just a different feel to it. The ships don't, you know, react a certain way. Their armor's weak. I mean, the guns are, like I said, they're not as accurate as you want them to be. The reloads are so ungodly long, and you're sitting here going, man, if I was in a tier 10 ship, I would have nailed this guy. But now it's just, wow, this ship is just terrible. And now you got to resort to that, like you said, buying a tier 8 ship because you really didn't want to grind the tier 8. Really, you're really trying to use the ships that you have at hand. And there just seems to be more premium in tier 9 and tier 10 ships that are now. There's 10 or 11 super ships. They just don't feel the same. And tier 8 just seems to be, I would want to say, power crept in a way, because what I thought was strong back in the day in tier 8 is just obsolete now. I thought back in the day the turrets, like you said, we were using, you just saw me face against the turrets. I thought the turrets back in the day was super, super strong. Maneuverable, fast, great guns and everything, and now it just seems so slow and sluggish and power crept, and I'm trying to hit shots, the RNG's not giving them to me with only 8 guns, you know, so 8 main battery guns, that is, and again, it really seems that tier 8 is a struggle. It's painful. Sometimes you just can't get in the right rhythm. I've seen them have way more losses at tier 8 this season. And I'm not saying that I'm supposed to be good or anything. It's just, man, it is a different beast, different feel. Let me know what you think below. Is your clan facing the same thing? What are you guys facing? What are the biggest obstacle hurdles? What do you guys recommend that will make tier 8 just like tier 10 or something? It's just got to be an enjoyable part of the game. It just doesn't seem that way. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and flank the bag ration here. Fire, torpedoes, fire, secondary, and boom, he goes down for the count. But hey, appreciate, like, subscribe, bell button below if you like what we're doing here at the channel. Let me know what you think. Brandenburg, definitely recommendations in the premium shop, but it's only for tier 8. If you don't want to play tier 8, don't buy it. I think it's a really good addition, and it's very, very powerful in the current clan battle season right now. But let me know what you guys think, and hope you guys are doing well. And until then, we'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.